Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. And happy Easter. And also happy Passover. Today being the last day of Passover in 2021. I'm Reverend Theresa and I am so happy you decided to join us here this morning. Because I'm rejoicing in this day. I'm rejoicing in the freedom to live life fully. The freedom to live life fully. That's the promise of life, that it is here for us in its abundance, seeking an expression in, as, and through us. So, we have a special celebration planned around that this morning. A celebration of life, a celebration of your life, a celebration of the life with the capital L, the divine life. The divine life. And so last month, we spent the entire month opening ourselves to the infinite possibilities through this spiritual practice of visioning. And so we're taking it another step this month. We're boldly continuing that journey with a renewed sense of curiosity and courage as we navigate Spirit's divine idea for our lives, which will include newness, freshness, new beginnings, and release of the old. And so how we move through that, that's what we're looking at this month. And so today, being April 4th, it's our first Sunday of the month. And what do we do on the first Sunday of the month? We always slow it down and do a contemplative service. Bring in a spiritual practice for us all to participate in together. We have a meditative experience, if you will. And so this morning what we're doing is seeking the relevance of the Easter story. What does it mean to me today? What does it mean to you today? Because that story happened some 2,000 years ago. And I agree with Ralph Waldo Emerson when he said that what lies behind us, albeit 2,000 years ago or yesterday, what lies behind us and what lies before us are only tiny matters compared to what lies within us. That is true of me. That is true of you. So let's have an experience of the mystery of life this morning, an experience of the ineffable, the unknowable, the unspeakable, but the knowing within the heart, right? It's beyond the books, it's beyond the stories, to a feeling, to an experience of the divine. And we do that this morning through the music, through the meditation. So join me in that knowing right here and right now that we have the full strength and the ability in this present moment to move away the stone, to move away any obstacle that would hinder our full experience and expression of life, of growth, of an awareness, of an experience, an embodied awareness of the divinity that has created and sourced and resourced continually each one of us and all of life. I affirm that experience this morning, no matter whether it comes through the music or the meditation, in the silence, in a reading, in a word. I affirm that each one of us experience that which rises us to a greater level, a greater experience, a greater knowing, because it's always here now in its fullness, and so it is. So I told you last week that we had a special guest for our music this morning, and unfortunately, Beloved is not feeling well and is not able to be with us today. So Bobby's filling in, our own beloved here in our community, my beloved, Bobby Feverts. And we also have a special guest, Steve Beagle, is joining us in a little while too. So I'm excited for that, and we certainly keep Beloved in our prayers and our knowing. And so here's Bobby to set the tone for us this morning.
Thank you, Theresa. Thank you, everybody. Good morning. This opening song is a song from Daniel Nahmod. It's about what we're going to do today, diving in, getting ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning, here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. 'Cause here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. And now we're going to our prayer practitioner, Ethelyn and Catherine, for our reading.
Hi, everybody. Bobby, I love you, and thank you for your gift of music. Beautiful. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ethelyn Enos, a practitioner with CSLCC. My wife, Catherine, and I are joining you today as readers. We're very happy to be here. Easter and Hanukkah are special celebrations of life because over 2 millennia ago, a man named Jesus walked the earth, speaking and acting out his truth with such certainty and clarity. I like to say he had a life of unceasing authenticity. He's always a great example for each and every one of us. Jan Phillips is an author whose writing exudes her authenticity and self-expression. She actually left a religious order as a nun to follow her heart, expressing herself as a catalyst for us all, inspiring us with action and creative thinking. So I'd like to read a poem and a writing from her book, No Ordinary Time. I am an activity of the cosmos. My life is a wild seed come to bloom in the soil of time. I am intelligence ever expanding, thought ushering forth in divine mind, a ray of light from the original source. I am the great one taking shape in human form. I am the chalice for the holy wine. And she goes on to say, we need to inquire within, dip down into our own well of wisdom and come up with a faith that is true to who we are and what we know. If something you've been taught doesn't ring true, alter it. If it's too small to contain your magnitude, expand it. If it leads to anything other than understanding and openness, then broaden it or abandon it. It is up to us to create new canons of compassion and morality. We cannot wait for leaders to rise up from the masses and save us from ourselves. We are the leaders, and this is our time. And I end with a quote from Henry David Thoreau. You must live in the present, launch yourself on every wave, find your eternity in every moment. Today, I celebrate that part of all of us that lies within, that is always ready to express as our own truth. Namaste.
Mm-hmm. Very nice, honey. I love that. That was great about leaders. And that's a great segue for me, actually, because I want to talk a little bit about that, about leaders of our world, of our country, and how wonderful they can be to support and be there for us. I want to actually talk to you. I want to go back in time here. It's a little crazy. You may know the event, some of the event, but maybe not how it completely unfolded. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. Have you ever heard of the historical event called Black Easter? It's actually a true story, and it dates back about 165 years ago. Such a defining moment in history, taking place on Good Friday, April 14. Now here we go, 1865. We're going to go way back. So, and this was 2 days before Easter, all right? So doctors ordered soldiers to carry the fatally wounded man's body into the street in search of a house where he would be more comfortable. A few yards away, a low-pitched voice beckoned the soldiers to bring the wounded man onto a porch of a house of a local merchant, where he led the soldiers into a dimly lit first-floor bedroom and laid the wounded man on the bed diagonally because of his unusual height. Throughout the night, many would gather around the bedside just grief-stricken with disbelief. How could this have happened? At 7:22 a.m. the following morning, which would have been Holy Saturday, the day before Easter, it was reported that President Abraham Lincoln has died. To die on such a holy day created parallels that were spoken about on that Easter morning of April 16, 1865. Christians of the day drew the connection between the biblical events and the assassination. As some wrote, to have Lincoln at the moment of liberation of so many be assassin and be the martyr for the cause of the Union Preachers and clergy, black and white, they rang out at their pulpits Easter Sunday morning, renaming Easter of 1865 Black Easter. Many in 1865 noted the resemblance of Lincoln's death to the Holy Week. In a funeral address at Lincoln's Springfield burial in May, Bishop Matthew Simpson said that the president's assassination on Good Friday, the saddest day in the whole calendar year for the Christian church, henceforth in this country, made it even sadder, if possible, by the memory of our nation's loss. So filled with grief was every heart, and even all the joyous thought of Easter, because it's supposed to be a joyous occasion, the resurrection of Jesus. Sunday failed to remove the crushing sorrow. So that's where Black Easter came about. And for those of the Jewish faith, April 14th, 1865 was the fifth night of Passover. The services on the 7th and 8th days were also tinged with Lincoln references. Many rabbis likened Lincoln to an American Moses. Lincoln, the Moses of American Israel, who was supposedly called the God to lead us through the great and terrible wilderness of strife to the promised land of unity, peace, and concord. So Abraham Lincoln lived a life of true authenticity.
Neat.
It was neat.
That is something
Thanks.
I did not know.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. They know the event, but they don't know the background of the event.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for letting us join you today. And now back to our wonderful,
Yes.
blessed musician, Bobby.
Yay.
Wow. To both of those reading stories, thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Ethelyn. Man. My next song is called Something's Calling Me by Jamie Lula. See if something's calling you. Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Feel like I'm walking on marbles. Can't still the earth beneath my feet. Is my head in the clouds, my naked legs left dangling. I can hear my heart begin to pound. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. A long dark night my soul it wanders. Can't see the light that moves me. If God is everything and everywhere that I belong, Spirit gently wakes me from my sleep. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Spirit, Spirit, take me deeper than I've ever been before. Spirit, Spirit, pull me deeper than I've ever been before. Oh, Spirit, I know I'm not the only one to live inside these blues. Oh, Spirit, Spirit, I surrender my life to you. Love is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. My faith keeps calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Peace is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. God is calling me, and I'm grateful like I've never been before.
Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful, huh? Beautiful. And Ethelyn and Catherine, my goodness. Fabulous readings. Fabulous. And Catherine, I didn't know any of that. So thank you. It's such a beautiful, beautiful reminder and a just absolutely perfect setup for what we're doing this morning. As I said, this is our Contemplative Sunday. We're slowing it down. We're being more reflective, contemplative, meditative. And we're looking at this Easter story, minor, as how it relates to our own lives. You know, there's a mystery in life. That song that Bobby just sang, Something's Calling Me, that's a something with a capital S. And we looked at that all last month. We were seeking its voice, its nudge, its impress upon us as we visioned. So the Easter story is filled with myth, metaphor, and there's our religions aren't they? Our religions are incorporate a lot of myth, metaphor, stories, and of course we have our own imagination too that you put into the mix, and it kind of helps us make sense of this thing called life. Yes? You know, Joseph Campbell, he spent his whole life looking at myth and the power of myth, and he tells us that half the people believe their faith tradition and the stories as being true, as being literal. They're believers in the literal interpretation of those, the metaphor and the myth. And he said half of the people believe that they're man-made lies, or another half believe that they're man-made lies, and they call themselves non-believers or atheists. And what we attempt to do here at the Centers for Spiritual Living, and what I attempt to do in my life, is to find an authentic path and a meaningful path to life. And so I don't believe we want, just as Joseph Campbell believed, that we don't want to throw it all away and say, well, it's not relevant. I want to look for the relevance and find what resonates within me. And you know, that's when you know you've heard truth. You may hear it, you may read it in a book, but you know it when it resonates with you, because the truth already lies within you. So you're getting that alignment feeling, that kerchunk, that feeling that says, yes, this is true. I'm moved. I recognize truth now. Well, I recognize that truth, and I'm moved by the work of the retired Episcopal Bishop John Shelby Spong. I have many of his books. I've read most of them. And I love the work that he has dedicated his life to do. The research in the Bible that he's done, particularly around Christmas and Easter. He has this book, Resurrection, Myth or Reality, A Bishop's Search for the Origins of Spirituality, or of Christianity, Rescuing the Bible from Fundamentalism, and he's got many others. He does not find, after all the study that he's done, he does not find the probability, the necessity, the sanity of us using these stories as literal interpretations. But he offers us the Easter idea that, quote, life and how we live it is more powerful than death. And that resonates with what Ernest Holmes taught about Easter. To paraphrase Ernest Holmes, when he talked about the true significance of Easter, he said that it's not that the dead live again, it's that the living never die. And see, I'm interested in life now. My life now. Your life now. I know that the now moment is a creative moment. So while we may have influences from the past and ideas for the future, it's the now moment. I'm more interested in that. And Bishop Spong says that we must journey beyond words and images that we find in the Bible into the experience that produced the words. See, that's his quest, is what did the disciples experience? What was the experience of Easter that spawned a whole movement, Christianity, and that we're still talking about it today? Yeah. So while I'm not in the same presence of, the same inclination with the first century people that were writing in the Bible, because they believed that the world was flat, that the blue sky was in fact a dome that separated God and heaven from the people. And personally, we go through that ourselves too, the idea of past being real and having great influence on the present, right? And then something being far away that we are striving for. So we can see metaphor in even those ideas, right? You may have sadness, regret from things that have happened in your past. And you possibly may right now feel fearful of what lies ahead in your future. But again, it is this now moment, April 4th, 2021, that holds the power for you to create anew, the power for you to be revitalized, to resurrect anew. We want to re-image then Easter and even Passover, both being celebrations of freedom. Yes, both being celebrations of freedom. Freedom to live. And we have that freedom within our authenticity, which Ethelyn talked about. We have freedom within our own authenticity. Just as the Jews found freedom to worship as they wanted to. They sought freedom from enslavement. And so Jesus was free to speak out. That's what he did with his authenticity, to speak out of the injustices of his day. He also used his authenticity to love greatly, to love selflessly, to walk with the lepers, to walk with the thieves and the prostitutes, cast outs by any other person's view in the day. These were people that were shunned. And they couldn't imagine imagine why Jesus would spend time with such people. He loved greatly. He loved fully. He loved selflessly. He loved inclusively of all life. He had respect for all life. And he saw beyond conditions, didn't he? Beyond somebody presenting illness to him or lack or limitation of some way, hunger, not enough food. He saw past that. He saw past it to the infinite possibilities that I know are available in your life today. Jesus taught that. And he forgave. He forgave beyond what the world had seen anybody do. On the cross, he forgave them. They know not what they do. He forgave deeply, greatly. He was a unique kind of guy, huh? Well, you are too. You are unique, a one of a kind. And there's something calling you. There's something from within you that wants to be expressed freely, as Jesus expressed freely. What is standing in your way? That's what we want to ask. That's what we want to know. So now we're going to drop all pretense. We're going to drop and go into that mystery, into the great mystery of this thing called life. Let us move beyond idea of resurrection as an event in history, as a historical happening, to the timeless Christ experience, to an experience of our own transcendence, to hold deeply and truly the knowledge of the love of God as an ever-present reality. Because just as Jesus faced condemnation, crucifixion, we all have faced our own betrayals, our own illnesses and losses. And the experience of that can usher in a great change, a renewal. A renewal. So just as Jesus, we all have the ability to transcend, to renew, and to rise above conditions. And so let us go now. Let us go now intentionally, freely, with arms wide open. I love the image of falling into the abyss of love. Join me. Fall into the abyss of love, into the consciousness of the ever-presence, unconditional love and infinite possibilities that lie within us. Join me. Breathe in this blessed moment, bringing yourself into the presence, letting go everything from the morning. We're going to breathe in together three significant breaths, 3 breaths with a sense of awareness, a focus, a concentration. I want you to breathe in. Breathe in and think of mind. Breathing in, think of the one mind that we are all connected to. Breathing out, we have this use of the one mind. It is the activity of the universe all around us, all within us. Mind, consciousness. It is cleansing as we release all the chatter of the morning. It is cleansing as we bring our focus mentally to the present moment, allowing everything else to drop away. As you breathe, continue to keep your mind on the present moment. And it may help you to feel your breath, to feel your breath coming in your nostrils, through your body. So our next intentional breath is around the body. Breathe in, thinking of your body, thinking of the breath moving through your body. Breathe in. Release and allow that breath to move down your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your diaphragm, through your hips, through your legs, out your toes. This breath focused on the body now. We're aware of the physical sensation of the breath coming in the body. Intentionally with our mind relaxing as it moves through the body. See if you can find a rhythm with your breath and your mind. Breathing in, following in your awareness, and the feeling of the breath moving through your body. Breathing in again with mind and body alert, feeling tensions releasing, body relaxing, finding spaces that need extra attention and giving it with your breath. And now our third intentional breath is upon spirit. We've already had mind, body. Now we combine our awareness as we breathe in with the allness of life. Allowing our breath, our mind to become aware, our body to become aware of that vitality, of that energy, of spirit, animating life in, as, and through your life. Continue to bring your focus to spirit through your breath, through your body, the presence of divine love. Feel into it, lean into it, release all into it. Keep your awareness completely on mind, body, spirit, here, now. With an alert mind, we receive Spirit's guidance. We feel Spirit's presence. Continue breathing into this awareness. Let the Christ mind that was in Jesus, the consciousness of your inseparability with the One, guide you now. In Spirit's embrace, we continue to rest. We are immersed in, filled with, made of this unconditional love. Join me in knowing that your life is an extension and an expression of this One. Your life is an extension and an expression of the One. And in this awareness, ask your higher self, ask Spirit now, what burdens, what old stories, What dead ideas must be released for me to live my best life now? What needs to be released? Listen, feel. What condemnations, what crucifixions need to be released now, whether towards me, held within me as resentments, or towards others, projected as blame? What condemnations and crucifixions need to be released now? Listen. What behaviors, what patterns of thinking or acting hinder my acceptance of the good that life has for me? What behaviors and patterns of thinking hinder my acceptance of the all good? Pay attention to the rising feelings from within and embrace them, remembering that we are immersed in infinite love. Lean in, release, surrender. Feel the sweetness of acceptance, the lightness in your body. Is this what freedom feels like? Allowing the Christ consciousness that heals, that makes all things new, be fully orbed in you now. Sense your body aglow with this presence and creative energy. Within our renewed sense of freedom now, we can continue on and ask your higher self, what wants to emerge from the cave of darkness? What wants to come into the light? What wants to be known? And what wants to be expressed? What wants to be expressed through you now? Listen. Welcome these images, these ideas, these feelings, knowing that everything needed, all resources are made available as needed. Simply remain present to Spirit's movement. Know with me that there is nothing greater than this power rising up from within you now. Freed from all burdens, this is your time of renewal. This is your resurrection. And in that awareness, I offer this prayer. Please hear it in first person. In the fullness of this life, I enter the experience of God that marked the life of Jesus. I dare greatly and consciously live life freely, fully, and completely. affirming the life of God is within me, is divine. God is the ground of my being. I know I am a unique, divine incarnation of the One. The very source and substance of all life, the creative intelligence that rises the sun and the moon, operates within me now. I am empowered with great courage and confidence to be my authentic self and to allow Spirit's presence to be known through me. I am daily guided as I redefine myself and live my life in complete freedom. I boldly live my life, my best life. I allow my deepest, holiest self to shine forth. I am unbridled and resurrected from any and all obstacles, known or unknown, that have ever hindered my divine expression. They are gone. I am released. I am released from limited thinking, from ideas of separation, from judgments, condemnations, pain, fear, and worry. I no longer conform to the world, but rather I am transformed in this creative moment by the conviction that I am a spiritual being having a human experience. Each and every step I take, I walk in the awareness of this truth. I never retreat from life, nor do I resist life. I embrace it, arms wide open, knowing I am always safe, guided, guarded, loved, and supported. Therefore, I trust life. I risk loving totally. I love fully. I freely share who I am and proceed in confidence with what is mine to do. Spirit moves me. And life is effortless, easy, graceful, in fact. I honor Spirit in everyone, and I find Spirit's presence over, under, around, and through all. I am renewed. And I commit myself to living anew by living, loving, and being as one who has been transformed by the infinite and eternal, immanent presence of God. I rise up, I step out, and I allow my light to shine. And so it is. And now we're going to have an opportunity to rise in consciousness, to rise to our feet with a fabulous song by our friend, our dear friend and beloved Steve Beagle. Enjoy.
Good morning, everybody. It's an honor to be with you on this wonderful, special day. The song I'm going to sing is written by my friend Shohama Wiener, and it's called Spirit Rising, very apropos for today. It's a call and response, so please, everybody, sing along. And you can get up out of your chairs and just dance and move to the music. This is a very uplifting, joyful mantra. Hope you all enjoy it. Spirit Hope is rising in my soul. Joy. Joy is arising, rising, rising. Joy is arising now. Joy is arising, rising, rising. Joy is rising now. Joy is arising in my body. Joy is rising in my soul. Joy is rising in my body. Joy is rising in my soul. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Love. Love is arising, rising, rising. Love is arising now. Sing it. Love is arising, rising, rising. Love is rising now. Love is rising in my body. Love is rising in my soul. Love is rising in my body. Love is rising in my soul. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Peace. Peace is arising, rising, rising. Peace is arising now. Peace is arising, rising, rising. Peace is arising now. Peace is rising in my body. Prince of Peace rising in my soul. Peace is rising in my body. Peace is rising in my soul. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. Back to spirit. Spirit rising, rising, rising. Spirit rising now. Spirit rising, rising, rising. Spirit rising now. Spirit rising in my body. Spirit rising in my soul. Spirit rising in my body.
Good morning, everyone. I want to wish you all health, wealth, and happiness this Easter morning. It's a beautiful Easter morning, so get out there and get some of that wonderful sunshine. It's now time for our love offering, our wonderful opportunity to give back to this wonderful service in our spiritual home, which gives us so much so often. I want to thank Theresa and Bobby and everyone else. Evan will now be posting our different methods for you to circulate your blessings today. And as always, please give from an attitude of gratitude. And my quote today is, submit to God and be at peace with Him. In this way, prosperity will come to you. And remember, Easter time, put all your eggs in one basket. Teehee. I thought that was cute. And now please join me for our prosperity prayer. We affirm that God is the infinite source of divine givingness and limitless supply. We acknowledge that we are the channel through which unlimited supply circulates freely. We accept always divinely provided with all the resources we require and desire to live life on this earth comfortably. We are grateful that we have this bountiful supply of money to use wisely and share lovingly. Any beliefs, restrictions, laws, or limitations are now dissolved into the nothingness through which they came. It's possible because we give ourselves full permission to release once and for all the world's belief in scarcity. We embrace the belief that it is right and good for us to live affluently. We are clear in our minds that we're the divine inheritors of infinite sources of abundance. This is our reality today. Let it sink in. With love and thanksgiving, we accept our treasures. We now release our word to the divine law done. And so it is. Again, happy Easter. Thank you. And now back to Bobby for our offering chant.
I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
Thank you. You don't need to leave. Thanks, everybody, for being here with us this morning on Easter Sunday, for participating in our meditation. And Mike, so good to have you with us this morning. We miss you.
Yes.
And love you. And Ethy and Catherine, just so beautiful. Steve, awesome. I was dancing around my living room.
Yes,
thank
thanks
you
for that song.
so much. Meredith, thank you for filming and handling the tech end. And I just love our beloved community. I love each and every one of you. I love you. I'm going to let him close out. I am going to go post the Zoom link. So I'll see you in a couple minutes on Zoom. Love you. Bye.
Thank you, Theresa. So we're going to close up with one of our songs. This is Let It Shine. So sing along if you've heard it, if you know it. And don't forget, if you have a prayer request, email prayer@cslculturalcoast.org. Whoops, let's get it into. Sorry. There's a light at the center of everyone. It can light up the world just like the sun. There's a flame within us that can light our way. It can burn away the darkness of a troubled day. So dance around. Let it shine, let it shine. Let your light shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Let your light shine. Whenever you see darkness, you've got to know that the light is within you. Everywhere you go, whatever you are facing, whatever's on your mind, you can help illuminate it. Let your light shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Let your light shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Let your light shine. One more time. Let it shine, let it shine. Let your light shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Let your light shine. Thanks very much, everybody.